Today is a very special day in Holly O'Connor's life.
I mean, it is.
Now, I'm going to let you take it over from here, Holly. But I had another topic planned.
Yeah.
And then I looked at my calendar earlier last hour and I was like, what do I have planned after this show? And I was like, oh, wait. Today is a holiday.
It is. And it's easily overlooked, especially here in Florida.
And I'm telling you, if you want some joy right now, hop onto the Miguel and Holly and the Hot 1015 Facebook page as Holly, once again, for the 6th year in the row that we've been here in Tampa Bay, Holly will tell you why today is such a special day and her special connection to it.
Okay. So it's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day. February 2nd. And I don't understand how I haven't seen any, not nary a word about it. Probably because, with the big game and everything else going on in the world, ain't nobody thinking about Groundhog Day. But I am.
Right.
Let me explain why.
Okay.
So give you the backstory in case you're like, what is even Groundhog Day? It's this day celebrated all over, but they really take it home in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
And this is where normally the groundhog comes out of the ground and they
Punxsutawney Phil.
Oh, excuse me.
It's not just the groundhog.
Yeah, Miguel.
He has a name.
Sorry, I should know this by now. I apologize.
I mean, you really should. Punxsutawney Phil and his handlers, they take him out of his burrow thing that he's in. And what happens is they do it at sunrise. And if he sees his shadow, there's 6 more weeks of winter.
Right.
If he doesn't, an early spring is on the way.
Okay.
And this, by the way, this goes back centuries. It's got long roots back there somewhere. But the reason why it means so much to me, particularly, because Ohio, I'm from Ohio. We're right next to Pennsylvania. And that I feel like it's more of a thing up in that area, up that region, because it's happening there. However, when I was in college at Ohio Northern University, and it was my junior and senior year, we were living in an off-campus house, me and my 3 girl roommates. And upstairs was a separate apartment where this guy named Jay lived. But we didn't call him Jay.
No. Did you call him Groundhog Jay?
No, this is where it gets a little he was a law student, so we actually called him Law Dog.
Oh, Law Dog. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for this. It's applicable.
Just feels very appropriate for Groundhog Day.
Yeah. So Jay, a.k.a. Law Dog, was up there all by himself. He was a quiet dude, kept him, like I said, he was a law student, so he was not partaking in the crazy parties that we were. He was studying. But on Groundhog Day, his mom would send him an entire package, a big old box of stuff, because guess where Law Dog's from?
Where?
Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh!
The home of Punxsutawney Phil. So, she would send little beanie babies like groundhogs. She would send cookies in the shape of groundhogs that have been decorated. She would send beads. We had a lot of beads with groundhogs on them and all of this fun stuff. And so he would begrudgingly come downstairs and be like, the box came, so do you guys want some of this stuff? We're like, yes, we want groundhog stuff. And even more fun tidbit, I don't know if they just don't have a lot of people in Punxsutawney, probably not. His dad is one of the men in the top hat.
Oh!
Who handles the groundhog. So every time we'd be like, is that his dad? Is that his dad? Law Dog's dad's up there somewhere. And all I'm saying is that now Law Dog has graduated, of course.
I hope.
I know, right? Whatever. He indeed went back to Punxsutawney last I heard. And I'm just curious if Law Dog is now one of the men with the hat with Phil.
Holly, I think it's time for us to finally try to get Law Dog on the phone.
I think
We need to see if maybe it's been passed down now that he's become one of the men in the top hats holding the groundhog.
I would love it if he was he's passing the torch.
Exactly. We need to do some research and see if we can get him on, because I'd love to find out exactly, officially from the source, what we're looking like for the next 6 weeks and what his life is like living in a top hat.
That's what I'm saying. So on today, as it is such an auspicious day, I wanted to wish you a happy Groundhog Day. And they may have already done the thing. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like in Pennsylvania at this hour, but
It's usually right around now.
It's right around now that we're gonna find out
Yeah.
whether Phil saw his shadow or not. So we'll figure it out.
Holly, real quick before we go, can you tell us what does a groundhog sound like when it like comes out of the hole?
Well, that's a good question. I have no idea. I've
What
never
does
even
it
seen a
sound like?
groundhog.
I think it's kind of like
Oh God. Okay.
I don't know.
Sounds like an alien.
I think I don't think they make a lot of noise. So
Okay.
I that would be my assumption, or like maybe that.
All right. Well, we're gonna try to get Law Dog on the phone so we can figure out if he's living life in a top hat.
I hope it, my fondest wish, although I feel like he was a little, embarrassed by it in college. My fondest wish would be that he like stepped up into that role and like proudly law dogs it up there.
But that's how it usually works. You're embarrassed when you're young, and then your dad passes you the groundhog, the top
Literally the
hat,
groundhog.
and a monocle, and a vest, and you have to become the guy that takes the groundhog out of the ground.
God, I like maybe I don't know if we should find him, because I kind of like the fantasy that he does that. Like I don't want to know what he really does. I just want him to do the groundhog